Welcome back, Mission Driven Moms. I keep getting some feedback that I want to address today, and that is that life mission is scary. Well, of course it is. Everything that's worthwhile in life is scary. Think about your first date. Think about your first college exam. Think about getting married or having a baby or traveling to a different country or going up to bat for the first time in your first little league game. I mean, everything that truly builds our self-confidence, that brings us joy, that makes us feel fulfilled is scary because it's new and we've never experienced it before. And we don't want to fail and we don't want to look stupid and worried about what everybody else is going to think. And we don't know how hard it's going to be and all of those things. So what I want to say about life mission being scary is, of course it is. It wouldn't be worthwhile if it wasn't. It wouldn't be awesome and amazing if it wasn't. Adventures are scary, but they're also thrilling. And that's what life mission is. It's a big adventure. The first time, I think I told the story in a previous post about when I started this book club years ago when people were coming and it was growing. Well, one day I got a call while this book club was going on, and this woman asked me if I could come and speak at her house. She says, my extended family, my sister and I want to homeschool, and my extended family is having a really tough time with that. My parents are kind of giving me grief. Everybody thinks it's a bad idea. And so I need you to come over and I need you to speak to them and tell them why it's okay, why it's a good idea, why God would be okay with it, and how our kids aren't going to turn out horribly if we do it. And I said, I just remember that phone call so clearly because it was such a scary phone call to get. And it was the first time I'd ever been asked to speak anywhere. And I said, no, I don't think I can do that. I've never spoken before and I don't really know what I'm doing. And I said, I had a friend who helped me with the book club, and I said, you should ask her. She's a more experienced public speaker and she knows what she's doing, and you should ask her to do it. And this woman was like, no, we want you to come over and speak. And I was like, I don't think so. And for like 5 minutes this went on, and she was like, no, Audrey, I have confidence in you. I think you're going to do a good job. You're the one that knows kind of how to put it the right way to them. And I really think it's going to go well. And I think you're going to do a great job. And I was petrified. I mean, this was, 15 people in a living room, right? But I was kind of the main show, and I didn't want to look stupid, and this made it even scarier. It wasn't just about me. I was scared for myself. I didn't want to look dumb, and I didn't want to say 5 million times in front of these people, and I didn't want to say the wrong things. But these women were depending on me to make really good arguments for them so that their family would support them in something that they felt really inspired to do. So it was even more important because it was for them. And so I just prayed hard and I studied hard and I wrote down a bunch of ideas, and I don't have any idea how good of an actual presentation it was. I told some personal experiences. I read some scripture. I don't even know what I did. And afterwards, they were confident that I had done the trick, and they were very grateful, and they thanked me a lot of times. And that sent me off into, not very long thereafter, I started getting asked to speak in conventions, and I had to just keep facing that fear and facing that fear and facing that fear. And now I get a little nervous before I go out on stage or sit here in front of you, in front of the camera, but it's not anything like it was that first time. And the more I fill my mind with images of the people that I'm trying to serve, the less scary it becomes. When I was preparing this speech, the more I thought about these women and their children and their families that didn't support them and didn't understand really the history of education, didn't understand what true educational principles were, didn't know what these women planned to do and why it would really benefit their families, I knew that I could share some things that would really maybe help. And that gave me the confidence to do it. But the more I focused on these women and this need that they had, the less worried I became and the less fear I had, because it wasn't about me. And that's really the key. Of course, life mission is going to be scary. Everything worthwhile is inherently scary. But we overcome that fear by focusing on the people that we're loving. As you work through the first 4 laws, you're going to be thinking about all the people that you're discovering all these cool things about yourself and transferring that onto your children and your friends and learning more about them so you can love them better. And you're putting these principles in place in your life, which is benefiting everybody. And you're reading awesome things about people from all over the world and all times in history. And you're just thinking about other people. And the more you do that, the less afraid you're going to feel. That's really the key. And if you look back at the mission-driven life and you really ponder the lives of the 10 booms, you'll notice they just never talked about themselves. It just was never about them. They weren't really concerned about how they were going to look and what people were going to think. They couldn't afford to because they were just trying to love people. And that's what we're called to do. Just like Mother Teresa said, our mission is to convey God's love. So we're just going to love other people. We're going to focus on them. And that's going to help the fear to diminish a bit. And then we're going to push forward. And we're going to use the Facebook group and all the other tools of the Mission Driven Mom to help us to work through those fears. And I'll tell you the other thing that battles fear is knowledge. The more you know, the less afraid you'll be. So keep educating yourself. And you'll notice that the fear diminishes and diminishes over time. And your confidence will grow and grow and grow as you continue on this mission path. If you haven't grabbed your copy of The Mission Driven Life, please go to themissiondrivenmom.com and get that and read it and learn the 7 laws. If you don't belong to our Facebook group yet, please join us. We're having some awesome conversations. We set goals together and we share our successes, and we have Facebook live trainings that's just for the people in the group, and we're really becoming a really close-knit community, and we want you to be part of that community with us. Please share this and pass this on and subscribe if it was helpful to you. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.